Welcome to the City of Bakersfield Planning Commission meeting. This television broadcast is made available through cooperation with the local cable companies, the County of Kern, and the City of Bakersfield. The Planning Commission meets on the first and third Thursdays of each month. You can watch the rebroadcast of this meeting Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. The planning meeting agenda is posted on the city's website at www.bakersfieldcity.us. Presiding over today's meeting, Barbara Lomas.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the, welcome. I'd like to call to order the October 20th, 2016 Planning Commission meeting. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Commissioner Lomas?
Here.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Here.
Commissioner Rudnick? Commissioner Strong?
Here.
Commissioner Tack? Commissioner Wade? Commissioner Williams?
Here.
Could you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're on to agenda item number 3, public statements. We will now receive public statements. This is the time reserved for anyone wishing to address the commission on any matter not on the public hearings portion of the agenda. If you are here on items 6A and 6B, this is not the time to speak. Does anyone in the audience wish to address the commission on a matter not on the public hearings portion of the agenda? If so, please come forward. Seeing no one, we will move on to consent calendar non-public hearing. Agenda item number 4. Does any commissioner wish to remove a consent calendar non-public hearing item for separate consideration? Seeing no one, may I have a motion to adopt staff's recommendation on the consent calendar non-public hearing items? Commissioner Schwartz?
A motion to adopt the recommendations.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Madam Chair. We do have a memo on this item we need to incorporate into the motion.
Don't have it. Is there any language that you want to include?
Just the staff's recommendation incorporating the planning director's memo dated October 19, 2016.
Thank you. As stated, would you like to amend your motion, Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes, a motion to adopt that memo dated October 19th.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Strong, as a second. This is a roll call vote.
Commissioner Lomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Strong?
Aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, consent calendar, public hearings, nothing on that. So we'll go on to public hearings agenda item number 6. It is now the time to hear public hearing items. Before we begin, I want to explain how each hearing will be conducted. Staff will first give a report, then those in favor of the project will be allowed to speak. Those in opposition to the project will be able to speak after all those in favor have spoken. Each side will be given a 5-minute rebuttal period. The commissioners may ask questions of those who have spoken to seek clarification. You may also ask questions during your statement, but the questions will not be answered until the public hearing on that item is closed. If you have written comments that are longer than your verbal statement, you may give them to the clerk, who will provide copies to the commission. Again, please be courteous to others who wish to speak, and try not to repeat yourself or the remarks of your previous speakers. Ms. Kitchen, okay, hold on just a second. We will now hear agenda items 6A and 6B, and we'll hear these two together since they are linked, and we also vote on them together. Ms. Kitchen, do you have a staff report?
I do. Thank you, Chair Lomas. These 2 items are 2 revisions to previously approved track maps. As you can see from the aerial photograph here, they are located side by side in Northwest Bakersfield, between Coffee Road and Quail Creek Road, north of Snow and south of Etchart Road. The first map is 6968 on the eastern side of the picture here, and that's by Kern Land Partners, and it's a provision to revise the map that previously subdivided this 100-acre area into 374 lots with a park lot, a drill site, a sump lot, and one multiple family lot to be developed at a later time. The other map is 7264, owned by Noriega Properties LLC, and that's a 40-acre area that's to be subdivided into 100 single-family residential lots and a sump lot. As you can see from these maps, the two areas are already designated for single-family residential use and zoned for such, with the R1 district and the estate district. And here's a little background on how we got there. Back in '98, this was pre-zoned in preparation for annexation to the city from the county of Kern. The R1 designation was put into place in 2006, and the estate designation was also put into place in 2006. And then the sites were both annexed to the city of Bakersfield later in 2006. The next action occurred in August of 2014 when a portion of the larger tract map was changed to the existing current R2 designation, and that's for multiple family development. And then a portion of that again was changed back to R1, and that size was reduced. And then the last time that your commission actually saw these maps was in January of last year, when you approved the existing tract maps as they are today. It's important to note that a portion of these maps is within the C zone of the Airport Land Use Compatibility Plan. There are many other single-family developments throughout the city that are located in this C zone area as well as in the county, in the Oildale area. And what that means is there are special provisions that need to be adhered to for the overflight from Meadows Field, and that is avigation easements and certain covenants that be displaced on the placed onto the properties to let residents know that they are in proximity to the airport. The airport's district has commented on this and asked for that avigation easement, and that is a condition of approval on these tract maps. Here's just a little bit zoomed out so you can see the extent of that C zone. It does cover a wide area around the airport. This map it's a little difficult to see here, but it shows the compatibility criteria for the types of uses that can be placed in the C zone. Single family, multiple family uses are permitted, as are two-story buildings, hotels, and duplexes. So this project is compatible with the requirements of the Airport Land Use Compatibility Plan. Here's a look at the maps that are before us. This is the first one, the larger map, 6968, and that's for the single family lots, averaging a little around 6,000 square feet per lot, and that's consistent with the R1 zone. That's the revised map, and then this is what the previous map looked like. As you can tell from these, the revisions are not very substantial. There's no real change to the number of lots. I think it was fairly minimal. What the revisions do consist of is a change in the way that the streets are laid out. You can see to the north there, that's the current approved map. And then this is the proposed map. So on the left side, there's a change in the curvature of the street. There's also an elimination of a connection of a street in the middle of the map, which connected those two maps together. That's been eliminated so that there are cul-de-sacs on either side now. So that's those. And then this is the other map next door for the larger lots, and these average about 10,000 square feet on the west side of the property. So that's the revised map, and again, here's the approved map. The major difference here is a reduction in size of the sump on the south side of that parcel. So this is the existing approved map, as you can see, and again, here's the proposed map with a smaller sump. In response to the notification for this project, we did receive several comments in opposition from some of the neighbors. They did comment in 2015 as well in opposition to the original maps. And their main questions related to what are the changes proposed? Is this compatible with the Airport Land Use Compatibility Plan? Can a 12-foot high wall be placed around the tracks? And there was some discussions about there being larger lots within the R1 area. I've already touched on the differences between the maps, the compatibility with the Airport Land Use Compatibility Plan, and with regard to the request for a 12-foot wall, our zoning ordinance does limit it to a 6-foot block wall around these tracks, and that is what would be required for these. If there was any wish by the applicant to build a taller wall, they would need to process a zoning modification through the BZA as a later action. And typically, those taller walls are only justified when there's proximity to a freeway or some other need for an acoustical shield. With regard to the request to make the 6,000-foot lots larger, the R1 zone that has been in place since 2006 does allow that 6,000 square foot lot. And if there was a desire for those lots to be larger, that could be something that your commission directed the applicant to do, to go back and redesign the tract. But again, I would stress that there is already an approved tract map on these parcels for those 6,000-foot lots. The action tonight is simply to redesign and make some slight adjustments to the street layout. So with that, that concludes our presentation, and I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Kitchen. I'd like to note that Commissioner Tuck has joined us, and he did hear the majority of the staff's presentation.
Yes, and thank you. I will be participating. Sorry, I had to
Thank you, and welcome.
lobby through traffic.
It was a lot of traffic out there, so. All right, at this time, the public hearing on agenda items 6A and 6B are open. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of the project? Please come forward and state your name.
Good evening. My name is Roger McIntosh with McIntosh & Associates. I'm representing Landstone Companies, LLC, in both these applications. I took these two tracks over from a previous engineer and was tasked with processing final maps. And when we first got started in it, we discovered that there were some problems with the boundaries, some problems with Etchart road alignment, and a problem with the sump being oversized in track 7264. So we met with staff, and normally these minor revisions would be handled with a substantial conformance map, but because of the boundary issues and some of the other problems, it was felt that a revised tentative map in both cases would be more appropriate. So that's why we're here. In your packet, you have a response to some of the questions that were asked about the difference between the originally approved tracks and these proposed tracks. 6968 has actually a reduction of 2 lots in that tract, and 7264 has an increase of 4 lots, and that's mainly due to the fact that we downsized the sump from 12 acres to 2 acres. So with that, we're here to answer any of your questions and state that we've reviewed the staff report and agree with the conditions of approval, as well as I believe there's 2 or 3 memos that you received in the last couple days, and we agree with those as well. So I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this project? Seeing no one, anyone wishing to speak in opposition, please come forward. Again, state your name, please.
My name is Elaine Fleeman. I've written about this project before. My neighbors have written about it. We've been rebuffed repeatedly by the commission, by the planning department. First of all, I do want to note that the last tract map was done illegally. There were not the notification signs required by law. I noted that. I wrote to the planning department. I stated it at the meeting, and both times was ignored. In addition, a city councilman was involved with the project, and there was a conflict of interest situation on that. So the previous tract map was approved illegally. In addition, in this particular area, there are many neighborhoods of larger homes on either very large lots or on acreage. Some of these homes are either almost $1 million or over $1 million in price. You've got Ironwood, you've got Blackwood Estates, or excuse me, Iron Oaks and Blackwood Estates. You've got our neighborhood, you've got several others in there with much larger, nicer homes. The 6,000-foot lots simply do not go in this neighborhood. They simply, and I know the city can do it. It got zoned that way before over the objections of people. But just because the city can do it does not make it right. So I'm asking the Planning Commission to please do what is right, not just what can be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing no one, we'll move on to our 5-minute rebuttal period. Madam Clerk, are we doing our rebuttal period? Yes, we are. We might as well. No? No, no rebuttals. Ignore me. Seeing no one else, no one else wants to object. Okay, we'll move on. We will now close the public hearing and refer back for comments from commission and staff. Any commissioners? Commissioner Tack.
Thank you, Madam Chair. To staff, Ms. Fleeman states that the project before, as it was approved, was illegal. Those are big words. They get my attention. I guess my question then becomes, is this in fact true? If it's not, can we get some semblance of an explanation as to where they're coming from to make such a weighty statement?
Excuse me, Commissioner Tack, we've got just a little bit of housekeeping to do.
Understood.
We had an exchange.
I'm sorry.
Council was talking with staff, so can we back up just a little bit? I'd like clarification, point 1 of a rebuttal period. I kind of got a wave off that we're not doing that.
No, that's,
Should we have offered a rebuttal period? Can we back up to that?
we can.
Thank you. So at this time, we're going to back up just a little bit and offer a rebuttal period. And so we'll start with those in favor. If Mr. McIntosh, if you would like to speak to, no. And Elaine Fleeman, I think, if you have 5 minutes if you choose.
Your question is what it was that was done illegally. On 6968, and I am speaking specifically to 6968. I should have been a little clearer on that. 7264, the signage was apparently, as near as I can tell, okay, but on 6968 there was only one sign, one notification sign last time on Coffee Road. There were none on Snow Road at all. Most people did not know what was going on. They had no idea. I did not find out about it until a couple of days before the Planning Commission meeting. Basically, we got blindsided by this. As far as the city councilman, it was a city councilman who was involved in the engineering and who stood up here and spoke and has since been sanctioned by the Fair Political Practices Commission for using his office in favor of this particular project, 6968 and 7264. And it was at the Planning Commission at that time that I spoke about the signage, and I had also written to the Planning Department previously. Basically, the planner at that time told me, well, we have a piece of paper that says the signs are there. No one ever went out and checked, apparently. No one ever looked. I did send photographs to the city council later, but, at that time, the council said, well, you don't have photos with you tonight, so we're just going to pass it anyway. They ignored it. They simply didn't care about what was legal. And basically, we just got steamrolled. So it has unfortunately left some unfortunate feelings on the part of people in the neighborhood because of the way the city handled us. Any questions? Or?
No, thank you. It's just a rebuttal period. Is there anyone else who would like to participate in the rebuttal period? We have a little over 2 minutes. Seeing no one now, officially we have closed the public hearing on agenda items 6A and 6B. and now refer back to council. I apologize, Commissioner Tack. So if you could go back and restate your question.
Good, and we ended up doing that a little bit out of order for protocol procedure. But anyway, I guess so now through the chair to staff, I guess my question is, Ms. Fleeman states it was done illegally, this FPPC warning, so on and so forth. These things, obviously I don't think staff would be making this recommendation today if they thought there had been any illegal actions gone on. I'm sure we have an attorney on staff, very capable as well. So anyway, I'll direct this question to staff. Is there anything that was illegally done in the first place? Was it all via protocol? And do we know, in fact, if Mrs. Fleeman was physically in proximity where she needed to get her mailer, so to speak? So a two-part question.
Sure. On the first issue, as far as the notice is concerned, we had the documentation that we needed to substantiate the fact that notice was out there. So we were comfortable with the status of notice. As far as Councilmember Smith's involvement, that's an issue between him and the FPPC. It did not invalidate the action that took place in 2015. The greater issue here, though, is that this is a revised vesting tentative map. So it essentially is a new map. So what happened before, whether that was approved under questionable circumstances, as Ms. Fleeman is claiming, doesn't impact this map, this revised map. So there's no allegation that notice was improper in this case. There's a new engineer on the project. Councilmember Smith is no longer involved. So this is a new application, a new map before the commission tonight.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That clears it up for me. Madam Chair, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioners have? I'll take a swing at it. I'd like staff's help in this rather than try to take this on myself for an educational piece. As a commission, we have certain latitude at certain points of development. And Ms. Fleeman, you're asking for something that is not within our power. And we're right now not discussing the entitlements that this owner has for this property, but how it's drawn on the map. And we are limited in what we can do. And so I'd ask staff to kind of go over that.
Sure, Commissioner Lomas. You're correct. There is an existing entitlement on the project site for the subdivision of these parcels for single-family development. The R1 portion, the larger map 6968, the R1 zone district specifies that the minimum lot size is 6,000 feet, and then it could be larger if the applicant proposes something larger. The degree of discretion for your commission is regarding any deviations that the applicant has requested or any overall design characteristics related to the area. But when it comes to the actual lot sizes themselves, there is a limit to what your commission can require if what is being proposed is consistent with the zone district that's on the site.
And simply put, within an R1 zone, they can develop at 6,000 square foot lots, and there's nothing that this commission can do about it. That's their legal right. That's called private property rights. And you have them, and so do they. So we have to defend private property rights, and they have those in this case. So what I heard was an objection to the lot size, and so that is just not something that we're able to address or change at this given point. So I thank you for that clarification. Any other commissioners? I'll look for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the revised tentative tract maps 6968 and 7264.
Incorporating in staff memoranda as well.
Thank you, Commissioner Schwartz. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to repeat what Mr. Hegland said.
Okay.
But he did a very good job of that.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Lomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Strong?
Aye.
Commissioner Tack?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Thank you. We're on to agenda item number 7, communications. Do we have any from staff?
None other than it looks like there's quite a few students in the audience tonight, and we'd like to thank them for coming out. It's exciting to see people being a part of the public process. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? Any commissioners? Nobody.
Yeah, I'd like to have the students come up and give their names so they're on the record. So, if you guys can come up to the mic,
They want to see the
and
They want to stay in the document.
I know they want to see the Dodger game, but you guys, so that you can say what school you're from and say hello, your name, and so forth.
I'll just hold this. Hi, my name's Becca Romo, and I go to CSUB.
My name is Ryan Carmody, and I currently attend BC.
My name is Adam Vasquez, and I'm currently attending BC.
My name is Alyssa Gonzalez, and I'm currently enrolled in BC.
My name is Valerie Tamayo, currently enrolled in BC.
My name is Sage Bentley, and I attend BC.
My name is Gustavo del Castillo, and I currently attend Bakersfield College.
My name is Robert Bankowski, and I currently attend BC.
My name is Zachary Boone, and I currently attend BC as well.
I'm Bella Clinton, and you guessed it, BC.
My name is Dejanae Reed, and I attend BC.
My name is Moray Tajali, enrolled in BC.
Okay, it looks like you're the last one. No. Tell me what. One more. Okay, tell me what event's going on this weekend at BC.
I'm not really involved in BC. My name is Monisha Hussein, and I attend BC as well.
Can you answer my question, sir?
I think I'm the last but not least. My name is Victor San Jose, and I'm attending BC.
Are there any events going on this weekend at BC? Homecoming, all right.
Thank you.
That's all we need to know.
Thank you. That was nice of you. Nice meeting all of you. If anyone needs their agenda signed, these guys love doing that. Not seeing any other lights on, we are adjourned. Thank you.